This is the most high-security prison in the US, yet it holds the freest man alive. He is Biscuit Oliva, his body clad in muscles so incredibly dense. They are as vast as a library's entire collection. Standing before him is the strongest creature on Earth, Yujiro Hanma now. They are about to settle the score. Right here.
The 6 stars of the South, lead my hand. The 6 stars of the South show the way.
To everyone's shock, Oliver's pride and joy, his massive muscles, proved to be as fragile as thin ice before Yujiro. Refusing to back down, he challenges Yujiro to a test of pure arm strength. But as Yujiro's overwhelming power continues to surge in, Oliva ultimately falls in total defeat. Word of this defeat spread across the United States like wildfire. The president immediately summoned Yujiro to the White House to establish a friendship pact on behalf of the nation, declaring the US would never interfere with any of his actions. However, before finalizing the deal, the president needed to witness just how powerful Yujiro truly was. A piece of coal was then placed upon the table. Theoretically, it takes 100 atmospheres of pressure to turn carbon into diamond. With a mere pinch, Yujiro crushes it into dust, then drags his knuckle lightly across the table surface.
And you could wait what happened to the vault door.
Meanwhile, Tokugawa is meeting with the newly appointed Prime Minister of Japan. Saying that the Prime Minister is under immense pressure, he decisively presents 300 kilograms of cash, intending to use this wealth to alleviate his burdens. But his real motive is to request one thing of the Prime Minister: do not interfere in the upcoming battle between Baki and Yujiro. The request leaves the Prime Minister utterly bewildered. How could a mere father-son spat want a national state of emergency? To this, the Minister of Defense explains that Yujiro Hanma is a threat beyond comprehension. Once declared war on generations of prime ministers in advance. Even when facing hundreds of heavily armed police officers, he could effortlessly crush the very core of the nation. Today, even the President of the United States has signed a friendship pact with him. Shocked by this revelation and seeking to verify the truth, the Prime Minister arranged a secret meeting with the US President regarding the terrifying combat prowess of the Hanma father and son. Most officials scrambled to distance themselves, yet the president remained unfazed. He then pulled a vial of coal from his pocket, boldly claiming that he had ordered Yujiro to create it. This arrogant statement struck terror into everyone present. However, before the president could finish his boasting, Yujiro Hanma arrived on the scene. 3 bodyguards outside had already been neutralized by him. From their utterly shell-shocked expressions, it was clear they were knocked out before they even realized what was happening. At this moment, the US president's previous bravado completely vanished. He began to stammer out an apology to Yujiro. After glancing at the coal dust, Yujiro coldly ordered the president to hold out his palm, then gave it a sudden violent squeeze, crushing the contents once more. This time, the falling coal dust shimmered with light, and upon closer inspection, it contained tiny diamond fragments, a sight that left everyone speechless. The US president immediately pledged his absolute loyalty to Yujiro, promising never to interfere in any of his affairs. He couldn't help but add one final warning: battle between him and Baki is no trivial matter. It is effectively a state-level conflict. To protect the surrounding innocent civilians, the government will still take all necessary precautions.
They know there's a camera right in his face, waiting to devour you. Though you cannot soar that high, now gain strength. This is an extremely volatile gunpowder. Just a single spoonful placed upon a saber,
covered with a small lid, can trigger a massive explosion with a single hammer strike, a force powerful enough to snap the blade clean in half. Stridom gazes at his handiwork with satisfaction. Then he packs the gunpowder into his gloves and boots, donning his full suit of specialized armor. With absolute confidence, he sets out to confront Yujiro. As it turns out, Yujiro once told Stridom that if he wished to remain his friend, he must attempt to kill him once every year. Today is the day of their fateful appointment. Recalling Yujiro's insufferable arrogance, Stridom begins to warm up right where he stands. But in the blink of an eye, Yujiro suddenly appears. That terrifying visage sends him tumbling through the air in 2.5 somersaults. The sight sends Yujiro into fits of laughter. Seeing Stridom geared up like that, he wonders with amusement. What kind of trick is it this time? Before Stridom can even move, Yujiro delivers a lightning-fast uppercut, sending his helmet flying and sternly declaring that he has broken their pact, for he saw it instantly in Stridom's eyes. Man had no intention of actually winning this fight. Stridom tries to feign composure, claiming Yujiro has misread him, but an instant later, his armor simply disintegrates into 2, and that overwhelming power finally shatters the last of his resolve. What do you need? They must take another day. Meanwhile, Baki is deep in visualization training at the monster factory. He stands there absolutely motionless, while sweat pours off his body like a torrential rain. As his focus intensifies to an extreme degree, Yujiro's form gradually began to manifest in Baki's mind.
What is pain?
To his shock, Yujiro knocked Baki unconscious with a single blow. Only then did he realize the staggering gap in their strength. Meanwhile, the real Yujiro was paying a visit to Tokugawa. He immediately asked Tokugawa if he'd had a medical checkup recently. This sudden concern left Tokugawa completely bewildered. He never expected that the bloodthirsty ogre would actually worry about an old man's health. No sooner had he spoken than Tokugawa spat out a mouthful of blood before collapsing unconscious on the floor. It turns out Yujiro's concern stemmed from a new power he'd acquired. He had gained a godlike level of perception. He can now pinpoint the weaknesses of everyone within his sight. Even microscopic cancer cells could not escape his X-ray vision. This insight pushed Yujiro's dominance to an even higher level. The local boxing gym, an uninvited guest made an appearance. It was none other than the martial arts master Retsukayo. The coach thought he was just a visitor, never imagining Retsu wanted to join. But seeing he was missing a leg, the coach rejected him without hesitation. He even mocked him, saying he couldn't even make a heavy bag budge.
A pro fighter in your dreams get lost.